All right, so a very big welcome to Pinax TV. We have on the line the General Secretary of the Christian Council of Ghana, Reverend Dr. Cyril Fayose. Reverend, good afternoon and welcome to Pinax TV.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
All right. We've, over the course of the week, last week, we've heard a whole lot of things. I believe you've also, the attention has been drawn to you. You've also seen all of these things, particularly about the comments that our own pastor or prophet, whose name is Badu Kobi, Prophet Badu Kobi or Bishop Badu Kobi, he made in his church. The Christian Council have already issued a statement regarding this. But then, sir, please, can you clarify the issue, your stance on this particular statement that this particular bishop made?
Well, basically, the position of the council is that the statements are inflammatory, they're bad taste, they can cause mayhem, division, and all kinds of things among the general populace of the country. And so such statements, such inflammatory statements should not be coming from a man of God from that distinguished platform that we call the pulpit. The pulpit, religion, and anything related to its Christianity, essence of the cloth, anything that comes from their mouths must be edifying.
Mm-hmm.
They must not be destructive. They must build up and not destroy. They must unite and not divide.
Okay.
So the council condemned the statements that he made. They are not worth repeating on this platform. Condemned them, and even went ahead to ask for some remorse or some statements of penance.
Okay.
So that is the position of the council.
All right. I have a statement here, quoting from your statement. It says, Reverend Dr. Fayose emphasized that the right thing must be done, and such statements have the tendency not only to divide us, but even cause more damage to us as a society. People are saying that if not for the people or people who are actually calling that, where is the Christian Council? If not for the pressure coming in, the Christian Council wouldn't have even said anything. Is that true?
No, that is not true. Sometime last week, I was interviewed by one of the FM stations, and I made comments on that.
Mm-hmm.
The Christian Council, let me explain a few things. It's a huge organization.
Okay.
It's a fellowship of Christian churches, and about 32 in number. So when they are breaking stories, breaking news, and people expect the Christian Council to instantly speak on it, sometimes it's extremely difficult.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, sometimes all the facts are not in. They are just breaking. And then if you want the position of the council, then the council must be consulted. You should not expect the mind of one person to represent that of the council. The other thing is that this man of God is not a member of the council. That is another thing that we should bear in mind.
Okay, so if you are saying, I'm not cutting you short, but then please, I would like you to reiterate that particular part, because people are saying that he's actually a part. Can you denounce and also confirm that he's not actually part? Reverend Badu Kobi or Bishop Badu Kobi is not part of the Christian Council of Ghana. Can you please emphasize on that again?
Who is saying that?
People
who is saying that he's part of the Christian.
We've seen on TV.
Well, most people think that the Christian Council of Ghana is a regulatory body and regulates all Christian activity in Ghana.
Okay.
But that is not the case. There's nothing further from the truth. So there are so many churches in Ghana that are not part of the Christian Council. But that is not to say that if they do something that is wrong and untoward, we cannot make comments on them. So the best we can do is to condemn, if it's a bad thing that they are doing, to condemn it in no uncertain terms, and leave it at that. We can't do anything more than that.
So
this is to confirm that pastor is not a member, nor is his church a member of the Christian Council of Ghana.
But then there's a school of thought that if he is not part of you, then you don't have any grounds to actually disapprove his comments. Because if he was part of you, then you can actually say he's part of us, and we actually don't go with his comments. But this is the case; he's not part of you, and then he won't feel obliged to go with the needed. As you said, he should go and apologize.
You see, even though he's not part of us,
Mm-hmm.
he represents the Christian fraternity in a larger context.
Okay.
So it's not part of the Christian Council of Ghana. But when people are talking, they say, that's Christian pastor. Okay?
Yes.
They say that pastor. And when they say that pastor, they are referring, in a way, it refers to all pastors in Ghana. You know? It's like he's representing us. So we should be able to make comments on that and say, hey, my brother, what you are doing is not representative of pastors.
Okay.
You are doing something that is a bit out of line. So come in line, my brother. We can do something like that. The other thing is that the statements he made, the implications of the statement, as I said, are inflammatory. They can cause division and mayhem in our country. And we are all Ghanaians.
Yes.
So the fact that what he's saying can affect me means that I have every right to defend myself and say that, hey, look, what you are saying is dangerous. Stop saying it. Even if I'm not a Christian.
I see.
So we can make comments on it. But the point I'm trying to make is that as Christian Council, we don't have regulatory powers over that person. If we did, we would have sanctioned him. We would have derobed him. We would have taken his license from him. But we don't have those powers.
Okay. Before I even move on, MP for Asin Central, Kennedy Agyapong, he was seen some few days on TV, and he actually said a whole lot of things that the Christian Council of Ghana, he actually doesn't know of issues in Ghana, because it's supposed to be, a center or an embodiment of all Christian societies here in Ghana. But this is what you are saying, that he is actually not part. So what Kennedy Agyapong said, saying that you guys are not doing your work effectively, what do you make of that?
The premises of his statement is wrong. So it by implication, it follows that the conclusion is also wrong. He's assuming that we are the regulatory body in charge of all Christian activities in Ghana. But as I have already said, that is not true. So if a minister of state comes on a public platform to make such a statement, and it's completely wrong, then all conclusions or all statements that are based on that premise are also wrong. That's my simple response to that.
Okay.
So we are still relevant. We still do advocacy. And what I'm doing right now is some form of advocacy by telling this pastor, who is, even though he's not a member of our fold, that what he said was wrong. It's a form of advocacy. And he made statements against certain groups in the country. Again, we have to defend those groups. And again, we are saying that, again, you cannot make such statements against those groups. And the implications of such statements are not good for all of us. Okay. So he cannot see. I mean, I don't want to go into what his responsibilities are and how he's doing them. But we know what our responsibilities are. We are doing them to the best of our ability.
Okay.
Christian Council of Ghana is not in charge of all Christian activities in Ghana. There are several councils. There's the Christian Council of Ghana, the Catholic Bishops' Conference, the Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Churches, the National Association of Charismatic Churches, Council of African Instituted Churches, and so on and so forth. So why do you make it look like everything is on the shoulders of Christian Council of Ghana? And this guy is not a member of the Christian Council of Ghana.
Okay. But sir, you Reverend, you've seen currently the norm in Ghana here. For example, I have a hard time watching TV because on TV it's either miracles, which you can clearly see as fake, or certain preaching which doesn't go in line with the Christian norm. These things, lotto numbers, pastors giving lotto numbers, pastors stepping on pregnant people, pastors doing a whole lot of things which are not in line with the Christian values. How do you even see it in the first place? And even what are your view on that? And what step, are you guys taking as the Christian Council of Ghana towards these things? Because we see certain things like this, and some people actually lose faith in the Christian religion.
Again, you are assuming that I can do something about that, but let me respond to the question. The Christian Council of Ghana is extremely concerned about the excesses in Christianity in Ghana, the excesses and the abuses that are going on in Christianity in Ghana.
Okay.
We have taken certain steps, taken certain initiatives to try to see how best to address some of those issues. In fact, we are still in our meetings right now. It is extremely difficult because there is enshrined in our constitution the freedom of religion and conscience, the freedom of association.
Yes.
So because of those freedoms, it's extremely difficult for the Christian Council, for instance, to control the activities of some of these people, because they'll tell you that is how they want to worship their God. And in fact, the people who are patronizing them are not complaining. So that is our difficulty. But I also want to emphasize the point that there are laws in this country, and some of those things that are happening on our airways are against the law, and the law enforcement agencies, authorities must take these charlatans up on it. The Media Commission and other regulatory bodies must take them to task. And where they have broken any rule, any law, they must be punished. The Christian Council hasn't got any of those powers. We can only talk, we can only do advocacy, we can only say, hey, what you are doing is wrong. But we are doing more than that. What we are trying to do now is, how best can we rope these erring brothers and sisters into our fold? How best can we extend some of the best practices of the councils, associations to them as well? And so those are some of the things we are doing. And we are doing this with all the councils. We have tried to invite every council that we know in the country to a roundtable consultation. And we are discussing this. We form committees. We are going to come out with remedies, answers to some of these issues.
Okay. Lastly, before I let you go, what do you think the government of Ghana should do? Because as you've actually reiterated and said, you can only condemn his statement because it's not part of you, but then you can't go beyond that. Do you think the government of Ghana actually bears a responsibility in, let's say, sanctioning this particular pastor, taking him to court, or perhaps giving him some sort of a punishment which will serve as a deterrent to, future similar acts like this?
Yes, I think not necessarily the government of Ghana, but the regulatory bodies or the state apparatus, where it is clearly identified that
no battery, please charge.
Yes, I think the law should be enforced. The persons involved should be punished. What we have seen so far is that a lot of things have been done that clearly shows that people are being taken advantage of, and the government or the government's apparatus is there and not say anything because they are hiding behind the cloak of religion. But having said that, as I've already said, it's enshrined in our constitution, the freedom of religion. So we are not by the saying that the government should regulate religion itself, or churches, or faith.
Okay.
In fact, it is almost impossible to regulate. Sometimes if you try, they only go underground because this is a question of faith and belief. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
So, but there are things the government can do. And yes, if people are at fault and they fall foul to the law, they should be prosecuted accordingly.
Okay. Reverend Cyril, or Reverend Dr. Cyril, let me add Dr. T, Reverend Cyril Fayose, thank you very much for actually talking to us right here on Pinax TV. We thank you very much for actually condemning this statement and giving your stance as the Christian Council of Ghana, because we strongly believe that this kind of thing should not be going on. And we thank you very much for your time and everything. Thank you very much, sir. God bless you.
You are most welcome. God bless you too.
All right.